Scenario number 1. Bitcoin is ready to moon and test the 6,000 region and potentially even further than that. Scenario number 2. We've reached the top, we're stalling, and the momentum is ready to bring us to the downside. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and the two scenarios I've just outlined for us. Are we ready to moon, test that $6,000 level and potentially even further than that? Or are we ready for a trend reversal and a plunge deep down into the crypto abyss? So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice, this is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and observations on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. Being said, let's begin here on the 4-hour time frame. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Pork chops and applesauce, green beans if you're vegan. What I'm seeing right now is a break of this rising wedge pattern. If you are subscribed here, you would know by now, for the past several days, I've been outlining this tentative bearish pattern looming here inside the Bitcoin chart. Although we're seeing this break, there is much more to discuss right now. So, here on the 4-hour, we've had this pattern form. Also, if we go out to the daily, we can see it fits perfectly in here on the daily candlesticks as well. As a matter of fact, we are having our entire daily candle right now formed outside of this wedge. But there is something else interesting here, ladies and gentlemen, and what that is that although this pattern is bearish, right, a tentative rising wedge pattern that we seem to be breaking out of right now, I don't want to lose the sight that we are still potentially in a bullish ascending triangle, right? An ascending triangle has a flat line of resistance along the top with an upward sloping support line along the bottom. These are, per classical technical analysis theory, bullish continuation patterns, and they generally form as a continuation pattern after a strong bull move. So this does in fact fit the characteristics of an ascending triangle. Also, just to put this out there in case you aren't familiar with these types of patterns, we had just the opposite here on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, which was a descending triangle, which wound up breaking us down to our capitulation of 50% to the downside once 6,000 broke. Just an example there. So if we go back here to the 4-hour, we can see, ladies and gentlemen, one, we had this bearish pattern here, which was the rising wedge. Second off here, what we also had was the bearish divergence on the 4-hour RSI. We did kind of get faked out a little bit on it here, ladies and gentlemen, as it did rise back above, but on my last stream I was showing you guys that I was bearish here as we had rising price action. I'll actually pull that up right now. We had rising price action all throughout here with a downward sloping resistance on the RSI. Just a classic bearish divergence. I was playing that. I am currently short, ladies and gentlemen. I have shorted this out of the formation breakdown. I'm keeping my VIPs updated with all my trades in absolute real time. I keep you updated with every entry, every target, every insight, etc., exclusively for you in VIP. Shout out to my VIPs. Right now, what I'm looking at here is that there's potentially still some bullish sentiment here, although a lot of the bearish factors are playing out, right? So let's discuss what I'm seeing here that could make this bullish with a potential moonshot to the 6K region right now, okay? So what I want to look at first off is, although we've broke down out of this pattern, I'm seeing that we have a large local support here, anywhere between 5,200 and 5,150, and that is the area I have outlined here now in the pink box. This, to me, ladies and gentlemen, is a very crucial area for Bitcoin, as one, it does have past resistance, which should become new support, and it does have old support, which could act as support again here if we do in fact break down. At this point, the RSI would be even more neutral than it is right now, and also the other confluence that I like here is that it does coincide with the upward sloping trend line of the tentative ascending triangle, right? You guys see that there? So for me, if Bitcoin can still hold this level here and not break down below the upward sloping trend line and this pink box right here, although we have broken down out of the micro bearish pattern, if this level holds, I believe we could still be macro bullish, right? You see this, guys, is very important to distinguish between macro and micro trends, right? This is a micro pattern on the 4-hour time frame, right? And right now we have a micro local support at this level here between 5,200 and 5,150. If this level is broken, it could become macro bearish once again. But once again, if this level holds, the macro bullish trend right now, which has been this pump since we broke our prior high here all the way back in the beginning of April, the macro pattern right now on the daily chart and the weekly chart here still could be bullish, right? And this, to me, my friends, could have us test up into that moonshot range of 5,700 to 6,000. Now, when I'm saying moonshot, if you're new to the channel, I'm sure that there are many moon boys, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Kirby, so you're saying a moonshot, but then why are you saying 5,700 to 6,000, Kirby? Why? The reason, James, the reason, Joe, is that I still am under the firm belief that right now 5,700 to 6,000 is going to be one of the most, if not the most difficult resistance range in Bitcoin history. I actually want to go over to the Bitcoin index fund right here, the BLX. What we see right now, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are still flush underneath our two ranges of ultimate resistance right now. I have it pointed out here as well. We still are in our rising wedge here, which this hasn't updated, will be slightly underneath it once this chart updates. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are still underneath the most critical point of the entire macro trend. It would not be surprising to me at all to BART through here and BART back down. In my opinion, if you are subscribed here, I've pointed this out numerous times, anything consolidating above our previous highs is still macro bullish in my opinion. Even if we drop all the way back down anywhere in here and consolidate and hold and begin to move back up higher and higher, that is still macro bullish in my opinion. And don't get it wrong, ladies and gentlemen, do not get it twisted. This would be a devastating drop for many moon boys, many FOMO Joes, and James at the water coolers. They will be crying if this drop does in fact occur after they've been hooting and hollering, dancing on the moon tops here. The moon tops, wow, dancing on the tabletops here after this rise. Although just because they don't understand how to chart, they don't understand how to trade, they will see a move of 20% to the downside being the end of the trend. Oh, Kirby, it's over. It's the apocalypse, Kirby. Oh! Meanwhile, all we've done is correct back down to a range that's consolidating upon our prior bearish tops, which now, in fact, could become our new bullish bottoms before another rise and retest of the potential resistance range, which we will in fact need to break if we want to consolidate and move towards new all-time highs. To me right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is very clear cut. There are many micro patterns developing here, micro scenarios. I'm actually going to go back now to the 4-hour. Micro scenarios here that for traders like myself, I've been playing the micro swings. I've been keeping my VIPs updated with my trades. Let's get this crypto. And right now I'm also evaluating the midterm trends, right? So let's break it down here. We have our small micro trend here, which is the rising wedge pattern. Then we have our medium term potential ascending bullish triangle. Then longer term, we still are, ladies and gentlemen, underneath our most difficult resistance level in Bitcoin history, which is still theoretically bearish on the macro level. But, as I was just outlining, if we break down into this region, consolidate above our old resistance highs, I mean, old resistance becoming new support on a macro level, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, would certainly look bullish. I believe it's going to be very difficult to remain overly bearish here if this level holds, if we retest it. We don't have to retest it, right? I just want to make this clear. I'm not saying we have to retest it. I'm saying if this level is retested, which I believe there is a high probability for, if that holds, the percentage of the move down is meaningless, right? That's what I'm trying to get across here. A 20% move to the downside is meaningless in terms of the pattern and trend as a whole if it holds, right? That is my opinion there, because although the percent moved down, Moon Boys got wrecked, FOMOers bought the top, sold the bottom. You understand where I'm going here? The pattern and structure of the chart would still be bullish, as old resistance is now turning into new support. And the only way to find out if that old resistance is going to become new support is if we test back down to it, consolidate, make it that support, and test higher. So this is the problem, ladies and gentlemen, when many people don't educate themselves with how to trade. They don't educate themselves on chart patterns, technical analysis, price action, and theories like this. The thing is that they purely see that the price dropped down 20%. Oh, it's a crash, 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 crash. And they sell out, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why they get wrecked. Human emotions need to be cut out of the equation when you're trading, right? If you're letting your emotions take control of your actions, nearly impossible to become an elite trader. It's nearly absolutely impossible. You need to learn to leave the emotions at the door. Look at the chart for what it is. Put those frames on, James. Put those bifocals on, Joe. And look at this chart under a microscope. Is what we're seeing here still in a bullish structure, or have we broken it and returned into a bearish one? For me right now, ladies and gentlemen, as I've just outlined, I'm looking at this in 3 intervals. 1, short term, which is something like this rising wedge here and a local tentative support here between 5,200 and 5,150. Midterm, this potential ascending bullish triangle pattern right here, which I will be looking for confirmations on, and I will be trading it aggressively if we do break out, and I will be keeping my VIPs updated in absolute real time with my trades right there. Also, on the macro level, the whole trend, the big kahuna, ladies and gentlemen, I am looking for either a flush break of this $5,700 to $6,000 level, or a rejection anywhere in here from where we are at right now all the way up to the $6,200 level, anywhere in here. A rejection with the furthest it could go, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, for me to still remain bullish would be our last lower high, which falls at about 4,200. I would need to see it find some support in this region, consolidate, retest higher, consolidate, and begin another ascent to the upside. If that does in fact occur, we're still looking at a bullish scenario, in my opinion. I hope that I've outlined a lot of the scenarios here, ladies and gentlemen, as right now we're entering this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the battle zone here right now. We've waited for this, right? We are at the peak of the trend right now. Everything is happening. There are so many patterns in a row here right now, right? We've got the rising wedge. We've got the support. We've got the ascending triangle. We've got the bullish and bearish macro and micro trends butting heads with one another. Is this in fact going to rip us to the upside and test the 6K region? Or are we going to plunge deep down into the crypto abyss on a potential BART pattern to retest our old levels of resistance and hopefully turn them into new levels of support? That is yet to be seen, and that is what I'm awaiting on right now. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we see what the potential move has to be here. Huge, flush, 20% plus to the downside. Huge, flush, potentially 20% to the upside. This is the time we've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time when I say, are you ready to get this crypto? This is the type of action that I believe we've all been waiting for. I will be keeping my VIPs updated in VIP with my trades in absolute real time, ladies and gentlemen. I post every entry, every trade, every exit, every take profit exclusively for you in VIP. There is no reason to be taking that trip to Wrecked City with Average Joe and James at the water cooler. It's time to crush this market. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. I will see you all in VIP right now. Now, let's discuss one more scenario here, ladies and gentlemen. One more, because I don't believe I've covered it yet. Sheesh. But if you are just tuning in now, don't forget to moon up the likes. Moon them up. Smash those thumbs. Click the subscribe button. Tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. If we are to test back down anywhere in this vicinity and break below, I believe it would turn the whole trend back into a very bearish scenario, ladies and gentlemen. If we fall back below this region here, this green box falling between 4,400 and 4,200, we would be breaking below our old resistance highs, which should become new support if we are going to continue our uptrend. And to me, that would, put a very heavy bearish bias back on what I'm seeing here in the chart. But I almost forgot. Wow, I almost forgot this, guys. I wanted to show you some other charts here that are promising for the bullish perspective. If we look at Ethereum here, what I want to show you here is, although just like Bitcoin, we are looking micro bearish right now. If we drop a little bit further, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit further, but we hold our old tops, right? Drop down maybe a little bit more, hold, and continue the upside, it's still macro bullish right now until proven otherwise, right? So again, don't get caught up with the moon boys, ladies and gentlemen. The price moving down does not mean that it has to be completely bearish. It scares people. They get the trembly hands, shaken like a leaf in a wind. Oh, Kirby, oh! Don't be oh Kirby Owen, ladies and gentlemen. Put the battle helmet on, the mud boots, and the trench coat. It's time to get this crypto. You see it here with Ethereum. In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, if Ethereum can hold above 156, even if it drops right now from its current levels of 167 all the way down to 156, if it can hold this upward sloping support line here, this too, in my opinion, my friends, could be still macro bullish, in my opinion. Also here, Litecoin, another great one to look at. Litecoin has really just, it's been a front runner, ladies and gentlemen. It's ripped through many, many areas of serious resistance. It's just gone through like a bulldozer through a pile of dry dirt. All right. And right now we did get rejected at an area we would expect to. The RSI was incredibly high. We had an old level here of multiple resistance points on the parabolic uptrend and an area of consolidation on the way down. And we've been rejected. We've plunged and we've dropped back down to the level of old resistance, which should now become new support. You see, my friends, Litecoin has moved along a little bit faster than the rest of them. And right now we are kind of at the boiling point here with Litecoin. Is it going to hold that $72 level, consolidate, and look to retest this and break? Or is it going to look to hold this, retest, and fail, double top, and plunge? This is the question, my friends. And if we just break down right here, right now, to me, I am going to be leaning a little bit more bearish here, as that would not be good, my friends. I would not say that all the hope is lost, as we still could consolidate above 50 and look, but you see what I'm saying. The scenario gets more and more difficult to continue a strong bullish bias if old resistances are not becoming new support, right? So I almost forgot that. I'm glad I got that in there. It's that these altcoins are showing what could potentially be going on here in the space. Oh, and also I know, because I know I'm going to get comments about it, because it's the hottest coin going right now, as all of these coins here, ladies and gentlemen, are losing, right? We have, the golden child right here. Good old BNB has been on an absolute tear. So I know that I'm going to get 25 comments about the BNB. So let's just look at it, right? It's been on an absolute uptick, ladies and gentlemen. All of the prior levels that you would think would act as a resistance point have not acted as resistance. In fact, they've all been broken through, and it's ripped to now, I believe, new all-time highs or very close to it. So right now, we're at the precipice on things like Ethereum and Litecoin. And we're seeing that the momentum here on some specific large cap coins, such as BNB, are still moving to the upside, albeit there has been some fundamental news here with BNB. So take it with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to put too much weight on this. I only covered it because I know I'm going to get asked about it. For me, I'm still, in terms of the altcoin market, I'm looking at Ethereum and Litecoin, and I'm keeping my finger on the pulse of the total crypto market cap as a whole, as right now we still are here trading underneath a key resistance level. But just like Bitcoin, we have a local support that's not very far away. If this can still hold, I believe we are fair game to consolidate and retest the resistance to potentially break out to a new high. And a drop from where we are at currently down to the local resistance, the local support, would be anywhere from 3% to potentially about 6% to the downside if we are to drop any further. Let's get this crypto. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and observations on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. But what I'm seeing right now, guys, is we are really, truly at an incredible point in this market. We're either going to have to continue this bear market, or we're actually ready to break out, moon, and get a lot of retail FOMO back into this space. Things are starting to get exciting. And I don't know about you, but I'm trading this aggressively right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I will be keeping you updated in VIP with my trade alerts every time I make a trade, an entry, an exit, place a stop loss, take profit, etc., etc. I post all of this information exclusively for you in VIP. It's time to stop going direct city, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to step into the big leagues. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in VIP right now. Are you going to be the one that crushes this market, or are you going to be the one that gets crushed? The choice is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. If you could, one last time, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell. Let's get this crypto. Satoshi needs a new pair of shoes. Lots going on. Exciting times here in the market. Will we moon or will we plunge? The beautiful thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, is it does not matter to me, because if this market goes up, I'm going to be trading it to the upside. If it goes down, I'll be trading it to the downside. I profit in both directions, and I'm ready to get this crypto. Being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to my VIPs. I will see you in VIP right now. And until next time, my friends, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.